Hey everyone. So today's video is going to be talking about blocks in our lives and healing past traumas and being able to recognize that the things that might have happened to us in our past, in our childhood specifically, are showing up in our lives today and are really the reasons why we aren't moving forward with the things that we desire in our lives. So whether it's a financial block or, a fear of moving forward in something that you'd like to do, you feel like you're stuck in your job, you're, not moving forward, whatever your vision is, like, what is your vision would be the first question to ask. And then why is it that you can't get where you want to go? And so I've discovered in my healing journey in the past 20 years now that I've been doing this, that things still come up for me from my childhood that I didn't realize were affecting me as an adult. And so doing that work has really helped me to be able to move forward, and is what I would love to be able to share with you, some of the tips and tricks that have helped me to become more successful and be able to move forward with my visions and my dreams in my life. So first one was a money block where I was trying to move forward, and the negative self-talk that I had around money. And I had one guy who was a coach in the UK hop on a call with me, and he was like, well, why do you think that is? And I was like, well, I don't know, I just, I don't have the money and blah blah blah. And he was like, yeah, why do you think that is? And I kept thinking about it, and the story that I had created for myself when I was a little girl was my father divorced my mom when I was 2, and he lived with his new wife, and he had his own pharmacies. He was an entrepreneur and became successful, in pharmacy. And he loved the money that he had, not the money, but the things that it bought for him. He loved his toys, his cars, his stereos, his, nice furniture, nice house. He loved those things. And I lived with my mom, who, as an alcoholic, my dad was too, but there's a difference between functioning and non-functioning alcoholics. And my father was a functioning alcoholic, my mother was not. And so she would tell me stories about how my dad didn't want to pay for me and wouldn't give child support to support me. And come to find out later on down the road, it was that he didn't want to send the money because he didn't want her to spend it on booze instead of me. So, I had these mixed messages, and I watched him with his money, pick me up in a Porsche while I'm, living this other life where we don't have food. I don't know where my stuff's coming from. Things like that had me very, very confused. But basically, my stepmom was living that life with him, and she was getting the fur coats and the diamonds and the jewelry and all the things and not working. And I resented her for that, because I'm looking at my mom who is laying in bed, can't keep a job. I have no money for lunch. I'm on food stamps and free lunch and scraping up 40 cents to buy milk at school. And just, so I created this story that because people have money, if I was to have money, it would make me a selfish person. And so I stopped myself from wanting to become successful and have money. And silly thing, my parents are both passed, but I talked to my dad about these things later in life, and he shared his side, which I hadn't heard as a child. And it helps, but it wasn't the healing that needed to be done. It was an enlightenment of, that my mom created these stories and they weren't true, but it didn't really do the work that needed to be done to undo all the damage in my head. So by healing your inner child, you can go back and you can hold your little one. and you can tell them, you know, it's okay, your parents didn't know what they didn't know at the time, and they didn't mean to hurt you, and they didn't mean, you know, and you can correct those things with your inner child. And what that does is it reflects out into your current life, and you know, well, you know what, I don't need to feel selfish about having money. Money is just energy, and it passes through to give you what you want in life. So having money is a good thing. It is not a selfish thing. And so, you know, lo and behold, I am more successful now than I was back then. And so anyway, I know I'm rambling a lot, but there's things like that that really, doing inner child work can help with getting those blocks recognized, dealt with, and healed, so that you can move forward and have a more happy life. So I'd like to invite you to join me for an inner child workshop. I set the date for September 29th, so save the date. And I've made the price very reasonable. It will be an hour and a half live workshop. We'll go through a meditation. We'll do a lot of affirmations. We'll do some future looking work, some past looking work, and really try to get to the root of, you know, where your blocks are coming from. I've done it in the past with several people. They have had major breakthroughs in this time of healing, and it's been a fantastic journey, and I would love to be able to offer that to you as well. So I am going to put a link in either the comments or the chat or my bio, wherever you're watching from. Just look for it. It will be in my link tree most likely. You can click on the link there, get signed up. We'll get you an email with your workbook, and save the date. It is a Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will look forward to seeing you there, and you'll be hearing more about inner child work from me in the future. And so I hope you have a blessed day, and thank you for watching.